friends. So finally doing the tails. It's taken me a long time. I actually planned on doing it when I hit 750 followers, and then kind of forgot, and then just kept putting it off. So I'm finally here. And I want to be very, very clear up front about this. I'm really excited to cover the tails. I've gotten people asking me for it, which is really sweet. But I want to make sure everyone knows I have seen these before. I saw them once, at this point, like 6 months ago, probably. It's the only time I ever saw them, and the only time I ever heard them, but I know the big twist. So if you're here wanting to watch a reaction for the big reaction of that twist, what I totally get is probably like an allure of watching that reaction. I totally get it. You can skip me. It's all good. But because I know it, and we're going to go in, you and me together, we're going to go in knowing what the ending is. We can just kind of, it's that fun thing of when you watch a film or something that's got some big twist, and then you get to go watch it again to kind of see all the hints. We're going to do that. And I'm kind of excited about it, because I just did see it that one time. And I remember especially Violet's Tale being really, really good. At the time, I was thinking it was probably my favorite Ren song. And I just heard that because very quickly after that, I started doing this reaction thing. And then I'm like, oh, well, I want to do it for a reaction, but I kind of already spoiled it because I don't want to lie and say I haven't seen it when I have. But then everyone was so kind. People have been saying in the comments that I already did High Ren, and then this, and then Money Game 3 were the 3 I had seen beforehand. And they encouraged me to still talk about them, even if I've seen them already. Just be honest if I've seen them. So that's what we're going to do. And I don't know if this is going to be, if you're watching a very, very long video, or if you're watching the first part of a very long thing that's also probably pretty long. Because I kind of wanted to include these Screech Instagram stories. Unless I have nothing to say about them, because I don't quite know. I don't know if I even saw all of them. I knew they were a thing. I think I saw them. I at least saw a clip. I don't remember now. But it's the kind of the closest. It's Ren doing kind of a little found footage short film in a really clever way of promoting a song, which is very fun. And also giving us a little bit of insight into this kind of disturbing character of Screech, which is a really cool idea that he went with. I really, really like it. And kind of breaking the fourth wall of like having Ren himself be someone who's be a character in it who like gets his phone stolen, and that's why we're watching the Instagram stories. It's very clever. I like it a lot. So I might just do this part and then the next part get to the songs. I haven't decided yet. Depends on how long this takes. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited to be covering this. I know that he's got new tales coming that are related to Vincent van Gogh, who I do love a lot. So that will be interesting, and I bet will sound lovely. Until then, though, let's just do this. Like I said, I don't know how much I'm going to say about the Instagram stories, but I feel like no one ever talks about them, and I think they're really interesting and such a cool thing that Ren did that I feel like they deserve more attention.
I just got back from Birmingham. I just want to say thank you to everyone who came. I'm fucking knackered. We were such a sick weekend. The car came free, so I cashed out. Hops on the block when the wax out. Smile even though it's breaking. What? The man can source today. Of course you're fucking tough. Hey. I love you. No, it's not me. I fucking love you. Hey. Hey. Hey.
What I really like about this is that a less interesting person doing this would just do like, literally it would just be, maybe they do the idea of the whole like kidnapping Ren's phone or stealing Ren's phone, kidnapping Ren's phone. Yeah, why not? And then maybe doing like some little bits, but every single thing would have to do with the plot of the song. I like that what we're seeing is just the like random shit that Screech would randomly record. Him fucking around with his friends, him kicking football around, him like just hanging out. Like not all of it is just leading up to the song, just leading up to that night of Jenny and Screech. It's just like what some idiot would do now that he's got a phone with a camera to kind of fuck around with. Which reminds me of, it's kind of like, it's also like, as the viewer, I don't know, obviously I wasn't there at this time. I don't know how much people like actually believed maybe that at least for the first couple, that maybe Brent did get his phone stolen. I'm sure he had to deal with that a little bit, of people not quite getting that it was a thing. But there is something a little frightening about knowing that we are alone with these guys, whoever it is that stole this. We don't quite know if they're like, I mean, they're bad guys, and like, it's bad to steal phones, but like these guys in ski masks, we as the viewer are just kind of alone with them, and that makes us feel sort of vulnerable and a little bit, it really throws you off. Obviously on Instagram, you're not expecting it. It's very ARG sort of, the like alternate reality games, which I've only seen a couple of, and I really need to do more. I need to watch more. Maybe I could do them on here. Where like ARGs, the ones I've seen anyway, are almost like video creepypastas, in that like we're all, us the viewer and then the creator, are all agreeing that like we're pretending that we're accepting that we're watching, say, my favorite that I've seen is Local 58, which in the context of the story, you're watching these old clips that appeared on public access television. Or there are ones that were like, what was one was called like, it was called like I Am Sophie or something. I don't think I saw all of it, but I know I definitely saw parts of it, which was like this girl, it seemed like a normal like kind of influencer vlog, and then became kind of messed up, or like Alan Tutorial, which is a great tutorial series that one of my favorite short filmmakers, Alan Resnick, who I've briefly talked about on here before, did, where it's like you're kind of watching this weirdo trying to do these tutorial videos. There's this kind of messed up story throughout it. You know what I mean? So we're all accepting that we're all kind of buying into the fiction reality going on here, which makes it kind of cool. So it's giving me vibes of like and I'm about to talk about a movie. I'll be very clear, I am not recommending this movie. I watched it because I suck and I don't recommend it to others, which is because there's like a ton of found footage films. The most famous found footage genre being horror, obviously, but there are some non-horror. I've gotten in fights with people online since it's my frustration. There are some non-horror found footage films. They exist, damn it. I don't know why I've had to fight people on this, but I have. The first found footage film was not horror, and I will fight people. Anyway, there is a series called August Underground, and they're terrible. They're not good. If you like extreme gore, I guess go ahead. But mostly they're also just extremely boring. Like I fell asleep through one of them. But like, you know, if you really want like gore and vomit, then like, I guess go ahead. But in it, it's found footage, and we're kind of we're stuck with the killers. It's their camera. And yeah, a lot of times we're watching really disgusting stuff, but there's other times where they're just like fucking around with their friends and just have the camera on. And then I think it adds kind of a realism to it, of like, we're just watching whatever they happen to record, and maybe as some weirdo with a camera, you wouldn't always just only record during those important times. It's already been 9 minutes. I've been babbling. Maybe this wasn't a good thing to do. Oh, maybe this was a bad idea. Maybe I won't post this. Fuck it. Let's go.
Carbonization at Hacks is all about bringing out like so when I'm smoking this like with weed right now, carbonized it right there. And that's what's getting me high. But I'm burning.
Tell me about the carbonization of hash.
Who's telling you?
You're at the right temperature, because you get all the weed, you get all the high, you get all the good stuff.
Right. Patrick. Tell me about the carbonization of hash. Alright, Patrick. Have you got skins? Alright, where you been? Shop.
Yeah,
When are you shop? Get him what?
You get on my face.
Get him what?
Fuck off.
Where the fuck you been like that? Hey. Oh, look who it fucking is.
You should get out of this yard soon.
Huh?
You should get out of this.
You were already seeing, like, we've been introduced, obviously, to Screech's girlfriend, who he's kind of weirdly possessive of. And then Patrick, who then we had that moment of the girlfriend and Patrick coming back. I forget if the girlfriend has a name. I forget, I'm sorry. Them coming back in, maybe alluding to the fact that they might be cheating, they might be having an affair. We're also having to kind of accept that, like, these people are... Actually, no, we don't know if these people are all 14. We know Screech is 14. I always got the feeling from the song that he was like, I didn't assume that all his friends were 14. Because like I was always someone who hung out with people much older than me. Since I was like young. That's just kind of how I always was. Especially like when I graduated. Like all of my friends are like the same age to like 10 years older than me. So I kind of just always figured he was hanging out with older people, but I would hope his girlfriend would be at least closer to his age. So we're kind of having to suspension of disbelief that everyone here, or at least some people here, are 14-ish. We'll accept it. But also him just like the kind of guy who's casually sitting around playing with a baseball bat. Maybe a little bit dangerous, especially if people are under the influence. Not the best idea, but we're seeing bits of that kind of potential quick temper.
Why? What's wrong with this yard?
Scout.
Why? You're not having fun with your cannibalization of that cider, boy. Wake up. How's those cannibal night? How's those cannibal night? Fucking cannibal.
That's someone who just like, who might be kind of fun to hang out with sometimes, but it's just always that guy that takes things like that, even when joking around, just takes things too far, just always goes too far and makes people uncomfortable. Ugh, this is, I'm reminding myself why like I don't drink, and it's reminding me why I don't like hanging out with people that do sometimes, because I can't. I cannot.
Chill the fuck out, man. Screech.
What, babe?
Calm the fuck down. You're embarrassing yourself.
I'm embarrassing myself. Be a good girl. Good girl. Tell her, Patrick. Tell her to be a good girl, Patrick.
Oh, that is Romaine. Hey, baby. I love Romaine.
Tell her, Patrick. Tell her to be a good girl, Patrick. Good girl. Tell her, mate. What are you doing? There's a 5 a day, fam. Man.
I would have to assume that they probably informed the person in the store they were going to do that before they did it. We'll assume. We're gonna say, yeah, we'll assume they did that. And didn't just, like, steal stuff for the vid. Probably not. Or pretend, or, like, almost steal stuff. They probably just notified them, like, hey, we're gonna do this thing. It's gonna look like I'm stealing something. I'm not. It's cool. Not playing the game of, when it's something like that, because I've mentioned on here before, like, hey, you know, if you're gonna record something, just, like, be sneaky, but also real sweet, act clueless, and then apologize afterwards. Be like, I didn't know, I'm so sorry, yeah, no problem, and immediately leave when confronted. In this case, if you're doing something mildly shady, then for sure notify people ahead of time.
Man. Oi! Be careful of the speaker, yeah? Be careful of your speaker. Be careful of your phone, man. Hey, babe. Hey. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm alright, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, Patrick. I'm fucking good, Patrick. How are you, Patrick?
Like, stop.
How are you, Patrick?
Stop.
What? Why are you... What if I hurt little Patrick? If I hurt little Patrick?
Don't be a prick.
If I hurt little tiny Patrick? If I hurt
Don't be a prick.
Why? What the fuck do you care about? Little Patrick. You little Patrick.
He just can't stop. He's got to keep going, which speaks to probably, if we know, like, he was raised in the foster, if not raised with a foster family, raised in the foster system, probably someone who was picked at constantly his whole life, and therefore does it to other people. Some people who go through those sort of things, those sort of trauma, they internalize it. Other people, it just kind of, like, they internalize it and become more shut down and closed off. Other people, they just sort of repeat the treatment they've gotten, and you can kind of imagine that's probably what's gone on here with Screech. It's also the kind of guy who needs to constantly fill silence. Almost like silence makes him uncomfortable. That desperate need for attention, for control over every situation, whatever it may be. You're just, like, seeing bits of that. Bits that, like, here are a pain in the ass and annoying, but, like, could so quickly become dangerous. one would assume with age, but as we know, it doesn't take that long with Screech here.
Little fucking.
I also love that they're not like that you know, when it was showing stuff like in the convenience store, how like the camera was sideways. So like, again, it's that thing of it just feels like you're watching an Instagram video. It doesn't feel like you're watching this like episode blah 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 of something. Like I love how unpolished it is. Makes it so much better. It's the guerrilla filmmaking. My buddy worked on a movie once. Did that movie ever even get released? I have no idea. Two of my buddies actually worked on a movie, and this director was insane, and also got 0 permits. Which, like, if you're doing like a legit film crew with like a set and like trying to do a film to a degree in the studio system, you kind of have to get permits. Like, that's just kind of how it goes, especially in LA. And whenever someone would point that out to him, he would just start screaming how it was guerrilla filmmaking. I'm glad I wasn't up. At one point, I think I could have helped on that set, but like I was busy doing my actual job, and I'm so glad I didn't end up doing it because it sounded like it was the craziest set to work on ever.
Patrick. That's funny little babe, no? What's wrong?
You're what's wrong.
She doesn't like you.
I'm what's wrong.
Sir.
Oh, don't be like that. I'm just playing. Patrick knows I'm playing. Play, Patrick. Don't you, little Patrick? You look so nice on this camera. You look so nice on this when it's lighting.
Why does he stress me out? Because these kind of people make me so uncomfortable. Like, I just worry for everyone around them. I just get really tense. I can feel myself tensing up, even though I know it's fake. And part of that is because of the way that it's filmed and the way it's presented. It's so easy to forget, even though you like hear its Ren's voice, that's Romaine. It's so easy to forget that you're watching like we'll say a short film, because it feels so real that it's like I can feel myself becoming tense. But it's like, it's okay, nothing's happening, you're fine, Jess.
Oh shit. Baby, I love you. I love you. I love you more than anything in this world. I love you, baby. I love you. I love you, baby. Where you going? Where you going? Come here. Come here. Where you going?
You going anywhere?
Where you going?
Look, I mean, playing around in shopping carts is just fun. I don't make the rules, it just is. I was in the suburbs. That's as crazy as we got, is playing around in shopping carts.
Patrick is my boy. I fucking love you, man. I fucking love you, man. Nah, but seriously, man, I fucking love you, man. I fucking love you, man. Alright, man. Hey. Yeah. What are you doing tonight?
The way he repeats it over and over and over again to Patrick, to his girlfriend, whoever, makes you imagine that he probably doesn't hear it very much or ever. And so it's like, to him, it means something to say it. And so he just won't stop saying it. Which, like, I'm not gonna actually, like, diagnose, analyze Screech, because he's fictional and I'm not a professional. But I even will sometimes get that way. It's that sort of, like, obsessive, like, repeating a phrase thing. I've noticed that he kind of does. But that one, I think, has to do with just... the boy is possessive and scary.
Just gonna chill, man. Just gonna chill.
Can I stay with you?
What, tonight?
I stay with you.
Why? Why are you not being chilled?
I just want to go home, man.
No, I'm not sure.
Okay.
No. I didn't plan that.
Alright, man. I'll see you later, yeah? Yeah, see you later. What's so funny? What's so funny?
Joker window is that? That window actually looks like that window looks very Portland. Since I moved to Portland, I found that just like in random windows, weird shit happens. There was this thing, I'm fresh to Portland. I've been here for, I don't know how to count, almost 10 months, I think. No, less. I don't know. 8 months. But anyway, I didn't know that apparently there's a thing during Christmas where they do like it's not a pop, I guess it's a pop-up. Yeah, I guess it would be considered a pop-up. Where like a shit ton of Santas just like appear. These like little almost like garden gnome sized Santas, but they glow. Just appear in different parts of Portland. I think maybe it's just one spot per year. I'm not sure, but I think so. But it's always a game of like, can you find the Santas this year? I knew none of this. I was just like going out. I went on Christmas Eve with my little group that I've kind of discovered here, which they're all just gay horror fans. They're mostly gay. They're mostly all gay. But this horror group. So we went out for Christmas Eve to get like Chinese food. And I was coming home and suddenly I'm like driving past just a bunch of storefronts and one of them is empty except it's completely full of glowing Santas. And I'm like, what the fuck? I pull over. I'm like, they're not for sale. It's not a store. It's an empty store filled with like gotta be a couple hundred Santas all glowing. It was kind of beautiful in a way. And it wasn't until I got home that I Googled it, was trying to figure out like, what is this? And saw that it was like a reoccurring thing. So just that ha 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 just felt very like something I would just like be driving by and see randomly at a storefront in Portland. Be again that drunken belligerent of like taking the sign as an offense. And just that little bit of just like, hey, can I come to your place? I don't want to go home. Just that these sowing seeds of like, his home life's probably not great. Does it excuse the behavior? No. But there's like, and I feel like when you talk about, we'll stick with fictional characters. I feel like when you discuss fictional characters that are maybe not good and explain like, well, here's their upbringing, maybe why this happened. Some people get really like oddly defensive and act like that's excusing it. It's like, no, it's an explanation. You can figure out why someone might be the way they are, which helps you understand them better, which maybe makes it so that you can like have empathy in a way to maybe try to help that person. But that doesn't mean that it forgives and gives and like excuses the behavior. Does that make sense? I get kind of weird about that. I feel like I love horror movies, but the ones that I'm more interested in are always the ones that are less like supernatural horror and more just like people are terrifying. And I always want to understand, since I was young and like how my first kind of experience with true crime stuff, where I was immediately just like, why would that happen? Why would someone do that? I always want to understand the why, because I think it also partially demystifies it, as opposed to like someone, when you see or hear about someone doing something horrible, in your head you're like, that's a monster, but you have to remember it's a person, and that sort of takes their power away, I think, to a degree, of like, if you can see what might have caused it, whether it's mental illness or trauma or whatever, you can maybe hope it doesn't happen. You can try to find ways to help people like that, see if it doesn't happen again, or at the very least just like give your brain some kind of explanation, if there can be one. Anyway, it's a little tangent, sorry about that, but
what's so funny?
Where the fuck have you been?
I just went out, though. My friends.
I fucking told you about this. You're fucking drunk.
I'm not drunk, Dad. I'm not drunk. Dad, get off me! Get off me!
now we are entering into a slight pet peeve I have, if I'm going to critique this at all, which is it's not even a critique, it's just kind of a pitfall of found footage stuff, which is the question you constantly have to ask yourself: why is the camera on? Why is it pointed that way? Who's holding it, and why would they be holding it at that time? The dad stuff makes sense. The other stuff, the like in the bathroom, maybe he didn't know it was still on. Then again, it's like, if there's pauses, who edited it later? That kind of a thing. Who knows, maybe he thought that the only thing I can think of when it comes to like the showing the mask and the pants and that moment of why Screech would be filming that would just be, he thinks that the mask makes him look tough, and so after that night of seeming weak, he recorded that to almost as a reminder of like, I'm tough kind of thing. That's all I can think of. But it's just like, I would never make a found footage film because it is very hard, because like there's that constant question of like, why would someone be filming this? Why would the camera be on? Why would it be in that direction? It's a hard thing to do. So like, it's kind of I kind of side eye it, but I'm not gonna like, it's not a big deal, but it's something to always think about if you're gonna make a found footage film. Why is the camera on? Like I said, I could sit there and I could understand why it could be. So at least I can come up with a theory. So that's something.
Oh, fuck Patrick. Patrick's a fucking pussy lad. Are you ready?
Yeah, of course.
We don't need fucking You ready?
I'm always ready.
Of course he's ready. Of course he's ready.
Alright, so I wonder if they get in trouble. I wonder if they got in trouble for that, or if they like told the guy ahead of time and paid and then jumped. If anyone knows if there's like behind the scenes, I'm sure he's talked about the making of this. I'd be curious to know.
Hi, that's alright. Are you ready?
You know I'm fucking ready. I'm always fucking ready.
Of course you are.
There should be 3 of us now.
Fuck Patrick.
Not fuck Patrick. It's not been watching.
Mate, I'm bored of your shit. Also, yeah, if Patrick's not here, what? There's 2 of us, not 3 of us. That's you and me, boy. Everything for you, everything for me, everything for Screech. It's good, man. You're brave. Do you feel like a warrior? You feel like a warrior. Oi, come on, you fucking dickhead.
Screech, I don't think this is a good idea.
I said, come on, you little fucking dickhead. We said it was going to be fucking tonight. It's got to be fucking tonight. It's got to be tonight.
Why is it going to be tonight, then?
You fucking...
With the sniffling, I wonder if the reading is meant to be that he's on drugs. I don't think so. I mean, I guess it's an interpretation that he could be on drugs, which is why he's getting like his adrenaline is so up. I think it's more like last night, I think it was like drunken sniffling. It could just be because it's cold. I think it's more just like showing how kind of just on a hair's trigger he is to either like, is he going to start screaming? Is he going to cry? In which case I imagine he would probably get violent if he cried out of like embarrassment for crying. It's just showing how super unstable he is. But I guess it could be that maybe he's supposed to be snorting something. I don't know. Or like I said, maybe it was just cold. And it made Ren sniffly. I don't know.
Why tonight? Tell me why tonight.
I've got to fucking leave, man. Please. No, but you don't. Oh, you've got to fucking leave, man. You don't know what it's like going back to him. Every fucking night in his fucking face, I need the fucking one.
Put that on me, man. What happens when I'm in prison, man?
You won't go to prison because I thought about it. I've been there every night. I know when they're in. I know when they're out. Please, come on, man. I fucking love you, man. Who's fucking always there for you, man?
You're the only one that's...
Yes, who's fucking tough? Who's my warrior? You, my warrior. Oh!
I'm your fucking...
You're my fucking...
Josh just hit me. Is that like, I guess it's love bombing in a way, but really it's also just like he has no love at home and is so like, at this point has reached his breaking point. I think that the love he says he feels for, I don't remember if that character got a name, or for Patrick or for his girlfriend, is legit. It's super unhealthy and toxic, but it is truly just like this kind of terrifying, like, you're all that I have, and so you can't do, like, you just need to be here. But also it's that when someone is so, thinks that everything is life and death, and you know, something might be, but like when everything is so that important, then if anything gets in their way, you're fucked. Like, that's just, oh god, it's super well done.
Fucking do this.
I don't know, of all the times that like ski masks have been used in movies, for some reason my brain keeps going to Spring Breakers. He's going to like girls in bikinis with machine guns and those masks. Which I do not recommend Spring Breakers. I get why people like it. I can't stand the film because it truly looks like my own personal hell. Honestly, like, I respect Harmony Korine. I'm sorry, I'm gonna movie babble. For anyone who's a indie movie nerd such as myself, I respect Harmony Korine, the director. Kinda. Do I respect him? I respect anyone who goes out and does as weird shit as he does. We'll put it that way. Like, I respect him as much as I can respect anyone who went out and is like, I'm gonna make a movie called Trash Humpers. Guess what's gonna happen in the movie? Spring Breakers being his most, like, I guess, user-friendly movie, but still just, his movies are always just so a lot and look sticky. Anyway, that's just what I kept thinking of when I saw The Mask, so I felt like I should say it.
We're gonna make some money tonight, boys.
Is that meant to be the same lettering, like the same handwriting as the date on the ball? Meaning, is it meant to, is that there just to tell us what the date is? Or, which always throws me, the 19, I always forget that in the UK it's flipped. Or maybe it's just in America it's flipped. I don't know what everyone else does. The dates, meaning in America it would be 9/19. 19. I don't know if it's there or we're meant to understand that it was the same handwriting as the ball. Maybe this is someone that Screech knows. Or like knows casually that they're breaking into. I do not know. I do not know.
Yeah, fucking police on the way. You better fucking get out of here now. You gonna do fucking kill me in my house? The fuck? What's your name? What's your
Well, you're breaking into your drummer's house. It's not cool, man. I'm sorry, Glenn. It's very funny. Hey, Glenn.
out of here now?
Oh,
You gonna do fucking kill me in my house? The fuck? What's your name? What's your
Fighting with knives, not safe. That's a really cool thing. That's interesting. Okay, hang on. So that's interesting because we've got, if the whole, like, the mask kind of gives him anonymity and it makes him feel powerful, well then in that great shot of just the silhouette, the shadow, he removes the thing. So now we've got just a kid who's freaked out, who knows his friend might be fucked, who is desperate and has a knife. And it's just like that kind of the whatever strength he feels from this mask is now gone, and it's just him, and he's terrified. And he's on the street and he sees this girl, and we know where this is going, and it's not anywhere good. That was a great little moment.
It was a cheerless night in London. It's always like that after a storm. The rain ceased fire on its siege on the capital and rolled like teardrops down its walls. It's as though the city was sobbing, like this concrete kingdom weeps. For never was there a story more tragic than the tale of Jenny and Screech.
Sorry, my grumpy face was because of the Romeo and Juliet reference. We do not allow Romeo and Juliet references in this house. We do not allow Romeo and Juliet in this house. For those that don't know, where my last name is Montague. So I get a little triggered when Romeo and Juliet comes out. High school was hard. Anyway. I love that I love the clicking of the heels, of like the footsteps while he was reading. That was really cool. That was such a great touch. And yeah, that was great. This has gone on just an embarrassingly long time. I think I will post this just because why not? And then I'm just going to do the songs separately. I will do them all together though. The song I'm going to do, you know, Jenny, then Screech, then Violet. It's going to be all together. But I as someone who talks a lot about films, I figured it would be silly for me not to discuss this part because this is him doing kind of like a little mini film, and I think a really good job. For anyone who maybe sees this, for the couple people who watch me, if you were there during this time and saw this play out in his Instagram, like what was that like? How did it go? I'm really curious about how that was, and if there are any like times where he's talked about it in interviews, by all means, or like live streams, please let me know. Because I'd be really interested in what went into kind of pulling this off. I think it's really cool. Yeah. And that's it, gang. Bye, everybody.